frozen. Uh-oh, you guys. Hey, you guys. Why is it doing this? It's logging. I wonder if it's working. Will you guys look in the group? Okay, give us like 49 seconds. We're gonna try and get this figured out really fast. Go into the old
Carrie's
group
live
and see
in the
if it's
group.
working. Old
We have
group.
2 different groups right now. Hey, you guys. Okay, so we're going to be chatting about your questions, all the things you guys have been asking us about. We have a technical difficulty, so give us 30 seconds to
It's
figure
not?
it out.
Okay, hold on.
Just cancel and then restart it.
It like is frozen completely.
How are you? Hey, Liz and Tiff.
Tell them to ask questions if they have any.
Start throwing in questions into the chat. You guys start putting questions in the chat if you have them. If you haven't already asked in the post before.
Someone give me their phone.
Yeah, just do it on the phone.
Carrie's live in our group.
I know, it's in the other group.
We have 3 groups right now that we're streaming. 2 different groups.
Hey, Liz. Who else is hopping on? Oops.
Amber's on there.
Q&A. Okay.
It's going to be so
Let me see.
good.
Is it gonna die?
If you have specific questions that
Well, like how
you've
close?
been wanting answered,
Let me see.
start
if this
asking them
will
in the
work.
chat so we make sure we address all the things you want to know.
Oh, wrong. Backwards. Flipperoo. Okay, now is it working?
Yeah.
Okay.
We are at
This
like a
is the old
retreat,
group.
So we're all together.
Ah!
We are hysterical.
It doesn't take much.
If we can do it,
Okay, you guys. Okay, I'm just gonna sit here for 5 seconds. I have the questions. So we got a bunch of questions from you guys, and we put them in the comments. So we're basically, I'll ask the question, and then any of these girls can chime in, and we'll just fill you in. Okay. So did you guys already tell them we're in Park City?
No.
So we.
It's okay. Just
Okay, we're just at a leader retreat. So what this is basically like once or twice a year, depending on how many people are crushing goals. We just come together as coaches and get to celebrate and hang out and bond and learn and grow. So that's what this is. And so we figured it'd be a good time to hang out with you guys and answer your questions about all this coaching stuff. So here's the first one. And we're just gonna like bust through these, okay? And wait, before we start, if you haven't taken the time to actually go through the videos that are in this group, you'll get like some of these questions are answered in those videos. So it'll make more sense. But there's what is coaching? Like there's a video that explains what coaching is, how it works. There's all this coach stories, so you guys can get a feel for who we are, how we got started, all that stuff. There's income progressions to show what's possible and what's realistic when you make this a priority. So if you haven't already done so, take time to, after this is over, to just scroll through some of those videos and check those out. You are fired. And then it'll make more sense too. But okay, first question. Why is everything on auto ship? Who wants to answer that? Candace?
I'm a little awkward over here.
Someone can take it. I'll start it. It just basically makes your life easier. So Shakeology is something that you're using every single day. And so it's on a 30-day subscription so that you don't have to remember to reorder it. So when I was thinking about this, like, I don't know if you guys have Amazon Prime subscriptions, but I've got like toilet paper, diapers, wipies, like all of my essentials that I need to live life. I have those on subscription through Amazon Prime. And that's basically what this is when you're using every single day, you're going to want it and you're not going to want to be like, oh crap, I'm out. Now I need to go order. So it just makes your life easier. But the thing to understand is that you can always cancel it. You can always push it back. You can always change the date. You can whatever. So just because you start with a pack that has auto ship doesn't mean you're stuck with it for the rest of your life. And it's super simple to cancel.
It's like really about convenience.
It really is. And you save a ton. You save like $13 on shipping when it's on auto ship versus getting a single order. So it just makes more sense. Anyone else? Nope. Okay. This person said, do we have to travel to conventions to be successful? Someone said my husband's work schedule would not allow me to travel. Who wants to answer? I don't want to talk all the time. Or be in the center. Like, this is scary.
Have any of you not like been to Summit every year?
Or even like these things.
Yeah, or we have some girls who qualified who aren't here. Patty,
Honestly, like the first 2 years of that I was a coach, I was working full time. I had 2 kids. I was the volleyball coach. Like I could not take the responsibilities I had that I was like in charge of. And so I didn't go to Summit. As much as I wanted to, I still like chimed in on the live videos. I still watched on the team or the Beachbody Champs page or whatever, wherever it is, YouTube maybe. I think they stream it live. I still felt like I was getting a lot of the same things. You don't get that in-person connection, which I really do believe makes a huge difference, but it doesn't mean you can't be successful.
Yeah, it's all optional. All of it's optional, but once you start and once you actually want to like take it seriously, it's
Way
fun.
more fun.
It's way more fun.
Like Melissa said, the connection is such a huge part of it. But we legit connected online for months and months and months
For years.
before we ever come together. So if you can't be in person, you're still gonna have a team and a family, and you'll still have that connection. You'll just be a little different.
And your circumstances might change. Like when I started, my husband was in vet school and we lived away from family. So we had no one to watch our kids or whatever. And so for the first like 8 months, like I had to miss the Success Club trip. I didn't get to go on the cruise. I had to miss some things because it wouldn't allow it. But then the next year, my business had taken off enough that I flew my mom out to watch my kids so that we could go. So that circumstances can change too. But no, absolutely not. You don't have to do anything as far as traveling goes if you don't want to. Do I have to sell something?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
You do.
We're selling a lifestyle. We're selling health and wellness and solutions to reach people's goals. So it's workouts, nutrition, supplements, all of those things.
Selling
And
community, we're selling.
yeah, and when
Yeah.
you believe in it, it's not hard to sell because we're using it, we're living it, we're getting results with it, we believe in it, and we're just sharing what we're doing and then having the solution to help other people get the results that they want.
I also want to say, I feel like people think selling something is
It's a bad thing, yeah. It's not.
I was a teacher. I sold my English curriculum to my students every day. Like that was what I did because no kid wants to come in and learn English.
Well, and
No matter
no matter what, you're selling something. So the brand of clothes that you wear, you're repping that brand, you're selling that brand. If you wear Nikes every single day, you're repping and selling that brand. But the difference is we don't have to have product on hand. Like we're not selling things that we have. We're selling and sharing our lifestyle, and ultimately this is what we get out of it. Like we get all of these communities, we get this stuff. Like it's not that we're going out and being icky and like, oh, like you're selling, no matter what you're doing, you're selling something.
You're changing their life, and that's what you're selling. It's the life, and it's like, it's for me, word selling has this like bad connotation, but it's not bad.
Right. But it's also like this, when you make the sale, like make the transaction, it's not just like, okay, I'm gonna like walk away on the next. Like that's where it actually starts.
It becomes an
And it's not just like, okay, you got your Shakeology, go do your thing. It's like, okay, now you're like in my circle. Now I'm going to help you. So to make this like an impact on your life, if you let it. But it's, I mean, that's where it really starts, and that's where it like really becomes so fulfilling because you're literally changing people's lives. you
It's
guys.
not just a transaction.
Right.
Like selling, when people think of it, they think of just a transaction. Like that's not what this is.
So if you're gonna be selling something, like this is
is
what
it.
I want to be selling.
You want to believe it.
Yes, you want to.
You're really selling hope. Like we really are. Like when we get to work with our women and men in groups and stuff, lots of people come in feeling like defeated and unmotivated and just like they've failed so many times, and we get to plant that seed of hope. Like you can do this. Like we're doing this. You can do this. Here's how you're gonna do it, and we're gonna help you do it every step of the way. So I don't know. It's like the best thing.
You don't have to do it alone either.
Yeah.
You get so much help.
Yeah, look at all this help.
Like,
Thanks for that.
for real.
I know, like, it's not like we're gonna just dump you in there and be like, go sell something. Like, we have the most thorough training on our team that's gonna teach you how to share what you're doing and not just gonna throw you in the whole class to figure it out.
Okay, next one. Can you really do this as a full-time job with a family, like with kids?
Yes.
Like with kids.
I think Finley needs to answer this one.
Two?
Yes,
Finley.
you absolutely can, and it's the best thing ever. So, does anyone want to speak on the with kids part, like as a
I have
family?
4 kids, so
I have 4
I
kids.
started there. But I have girls that'll tell me I can't do this, and I started with 3 kids, 3 and under, as a full-time teacher. And so you make things happen, and you do it for you. You're on your own journey, like.
Yes.
But you make it happen in the different cracks of your life, and it's not that anything changes. You're just working on you and sharing what you're doing.
Yeah, you just get super intentional. That's what I learned. Like when I started, I had 2 kids, and then obviously now I have 4. And so it's just I got super intentional about letting go of the things that weren't purpose and weren't helping me become my best self and weren't. What just happened? And weren't like moving me closer to what we wanted as a family. And then I made time for the stuff that was gonna help me grow my business and reach my goals. So anyone can do it. I don't care how busy you think you are, you can make time for an hour or 2 or whatever you want to put into it.
But I think you have to understand that you're going to make sacrifices. You're going to
Oh,
not
yeah.
watch TV. You're going to not, do different things. You may have to wake up earlier. I work full time and I have 3 boys and we're busy with sports and just life happens. But if you're committed and you're passionate about helping people, like you'll find a way to make it happen.
Yes, love it. Okay, what's required to be a coach? What do you do day to day to be successful?
Workout.
Work out.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Work out.
No, you commit to your own journey first and foremost always, because if you are your product of the product, you have to actually live this lifestyle and commit to it before you can share it with everybody else. And then you get into the nitty gritty of the best part of the entire thing, which is like passing it along to all of passing it on to everybody that you're doing it with.
Personal development,
Yeah.
life changing.
And I think this is like probably the only job you can do where when you get up and you start work, you are working on yourself. You clock in, you're working on yourself. So I personally never had or heard of a job where legitimately that's what you get to do. You work on yourself first and then you help everybody else.
Yeah. And if you're in we're in like 3 different groups right now. If you're in the Become a Coach Snoop group, Cozy and Candace did an actual video that's like the day in the life, and it talks about what we do every day. So if you're not in there, we can post that in one of these other groups too, and it'll fill you in. What does it take to be successful?
Honestly, consistency and just willing to do this this stuff every day.
Yeah, and we teach you everything. Like it's all based. I mean, we have to meet people to help. So we expand our market, we connect with new people, we build relationships. We just are a normal human meeting new humans. And then we have something to help them. So if you do those things that you're going to learn in the training consistently, then you'll be successful.
I think too, like on like the fluffier side of that is like, I think we talked about there's like that grit and then there's like that grace. I don't know if I said that was great.
Yeah, grace and grind.
Grace and grind. But having like a vision of where like and this belief of what this can do for you and like really thinking of what you want for your family outside of just the average and then applying that like grit and consistency every day because you know where you're going. Like if you're gonna be showing up every day, like why? Like what are you doing this for? So when you know where you're going and you have that drive and that commitment to it, then you're going to get up and like do the things that you need to do every day. And have that mindset shift of like, if I hit an obstacle, cool, I'm gonna learn from it and grow from it and keep going instead of letting it knock you down. So it's like there's a lot of aspects of it, but just I feel like those are the 2 biggest pieces that go hand in hand.
And the cool thing journey is so parallel to our business journey. So as you come across, as you're more consistent with nutrition, with your workouts, with taking care of yourself in your fitness journey, that you have to have all those pieces to see results. And there are key things in our businesses too, as we are consistent and share and overcome that we also flourish in our businesses.
Totally. I love that. For sure. Okay, what happens if you recruit someone you don't know very well and it turns out your personalities don't mesh as well as you thought?
I'll be honest, it's gonna happen. Like when you're working with multiple people, but that's where personal development comes in because you learn how to handle maybe awkward situations or
Just different
uncomfortable
personalities.
situations. Different people, you're gonna realize people are different.
And I
you
think-
learn to.
Yeah,
But
you learn
that's
to
like-
work with other people.
Well, yeah, and in any job, you're gonna have people you don't get along with. Like, I mean, I've had jobs that I really didn't like my boss, but you still make it work. We're all adults. I mean, you work together, and like Cozy said, learning how to work with that type of people and that type. Learning how to work with all sorts of people, whether you're best friends or not, you can still be successful and still make this work.
And the thing too, though, to remember is like whoever you're in here for. Obviously, we have so many coaches that have people in these groups. You were attracted to their page or to their journey, or they were attracted to your page to invite you to join us because they wanted to connect with you because they meshed well. So I think.
Well, and also I was going to say, like, the goal of what we do remains the same no matter what your personality type is like.
Yeah.
So even if we may not mesh, which that won't, I mean, that doesn't happen often, but if it does, my goal is still to help that person reach their goals regardless of how I feel about them. You know what I'm saying? So personally, I think we can separate that and still help them get to where they want to go, which is what it's about anyway, even if you clash in some areas.
But I do want to say that this is one opportunity that you get to choose who you surround yourself with. That's like the number one perk for me.
Yeah.
It's like I live in a really small town and I have really good friends there, but it's a small town. And so you find the people that work with you and it works out in the end that you either your paths cross and you grow together or you move on. And that's what I love so much is you're surrounded by the people you really legit want to be surrounded by, not the people you have to work with.
Well, that's what's cool about this too, is like you can make it whatever you want. You can go on any path you want, you can do whatever you want with this business, and like they said, work with whoever you want. So it's like your choice. It's cool.
Do you limit your team to only women?
No.
Absolutely not. That's just usually who we attract because we have lots of women.
I think there are some of us who work more with women or who are, when we post and when we do things and we invite, it's more geared towards that. But I personally have men on my team and I love that. I like to have that mix. So, and I have a lot of husbands and wives or boyfriends and girlfriends that do it together and it's really cool to have on the journey.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely I expand to everybody.
Yeah, absolutely not. We don't limit it to just women. Actually, dudes have a ginormous opportunity with this.
Huge untapped
because there's such an untapped market because so many women do it, which is great, but like there would be there's more dudes. So if you're a dude, you should do it.
Yeah, guys have a huge advantage. I
Yeah.
guess.
Okay, I've seen the income breakdowns. How long does it take for a typical year income? Is that their first month, after 6 months, or after their first full year? Well, I think what she's asking, if you've seen an income progression that says 1 year, that's after their first year.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't say the first year, that's usually their first month. So like, for instance, on my income progression, I did it monthly. So the first one is my first month, and then after that, it's 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, or whatever. So I
For
think
that
that's what,
month.
yeah,
For
for
that
that month. Yeah, it's a monthly income progression. But I think that's what she was asking. So how long does it typically take? That's the thing with this.
Total varies.
Totally up to you what you put into this and what you get out.
But that's the best part about it. Like as a teacher, and I always say this, like as a teacher, my income was fixed. Like
No matter
no matter how hard I worked, no matter what I was doing, no matter if my students were getting more from me than from another teacher, like I still made the exact same amount. And as a coach, like the effort and the work you put in is a direct reflection of what that, what you're
That's what I was
getting.
going to say. The success question earlier kind of leads into this one too, because I worked full time and I fit this into the cracks, and I knew my income would reflect that because I wasn't able to put as many hours into it. But I think it's like whatever stage of life you're at, you make it what it is, which like Melissa just said, it's the best part of it because it can be your part-time grind or it can be your sole income. It's totally up to you how you make it work, and success looks different for everybody. I never intended for it
But
to
we
be
all
full time.
have
Now
the
I'm
same
like,
opportunity.
game on. Yeah, it's different.
Yeah. The opportunity is the same for everyone.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you are, where you're
It
starting
makes
from,
no difference.
what you look like. it's like there's kind of like a recipe for success. If you're gonna work on yourself, if you're gonna lead a healthy lifestyle, if you're gonna share your journey, if you're gonna expand and connect with people, if you want to help them, you're gonna be successful.
Yeah.
The only way not to is to just not do the stuff.
do the work.
Which leads to this. This is perfect. What is the retention rate for new coaches? How many are actually successful, as in making a positive income after their cost of their product purchase? I've heard it's a very small percentage. Is that different on your team?
Well, what does success look like? Like,
Yeah.
you can't measure success on like one person's thing because there's so many aspects of this business. Like, success for me, like getting up, working out, showing up despite like all of my struggles and trials. Like, I have mad crap going on in my life, but I show up every day. Like, I can pay, it depends on what your success is. Are you trying to pay for your groceries? Because that's success. Are you trying to like just get up and work on your physical journey? Because that's success, and holding yourself accountable. It just depends on what your measuring stick is, because what Micah's success is different than me because our goals are different. You know what I mean? And so just depending on where you're at in the season of life that you are in, if it's just to, you know, there's so many people battling mental health issues, battling anxiety, battling depression, battling all those things. So that's my success. You know what I mean? And I get to go to things like this. That's my success. And so despite like what everybody's income is, it's different for every single person. And you can't compare Micah's success versus mine because we put in different time. We have different, completely different lifestyles. So everybody in this room is full-time, part-time, stay at home. Like, there's different things and it works for everybody.
But I was gonna, with the product though, because they asked about the product. So that was, I mean, I feel like I can cover that because in the beginning I was working full time and my goal was, which of course I want to help as many people as possible, but just helping those 3 people a month covered the cost of my shapes, which was my main, it's like, I want to do this, I'm going to be doing it anyway. So that to me in the very beginning was success. That was covering my product. And that's all that I cared about in the beginning because I knew I'm making that happen because I want the product. So then that, I mean, I feel like that's kind of what that question was. Like, then where does your profit come in? So then once I started to truly put in the work, more products got covered and more groceries, gas, like my utilities started. And then I'm like, you can cover your mortgage. I mean, it's like, it's different for everyone and it builds depending on how much time you get. But yeah, you can.
So there was a question about like, is it commission based? So what are the ways that you make money?
So there's lots of different ways we make. So initially, the second you sign up, you're eligible for commission. So anyone who's ordering from your site, you make 25% commission right from the get-go. You don't have to like build a team to qualify for commission or anything like that. But then as you do build a team, you then start to take advantage of the volume. So the team cycle bonuses, which is the residual side of it, the weekly income happening. And then as you progress your business, you make matching bonuses and quarterly bonuses and all sorts of other income. So there's different ways. Like the comp plan is pretty rad and it's very lucrative. So, but the second you sign up, lots of people are like, oh, do I have to order a certain amount of product? Do I have to stay? Blah, blah, blah. The second you sign up, you're eligible to make an income when people are ordering stuff. Okay, so this person also asked, what's the retention rate? So that's a great question, and it just varies. Our team has, I feel like, a really good retention rate because so much of what we focus on is just really this, like surrounding yourself with the community, being positive. So when our coaches maybe don't see success as fast as they want, they still stick around because their life is better because they're a part of this and they're willing to put in the work even if it takes a little bit longer. But most of our coaches have success right out of the gate because they get to work and we teach them what to do.
They know what to do. Yeah. That's the key. You have the people mentoring and guiding them along the way.
Yeah, there's trainings, like you're never gonna not have enough resources and ways to learn. It's all there for you. We have trainings for everything. So like that's something that people
And we do it together. Like I am the worst at following through on crap that I know I need to do. And if I didn't have these girls checking in being like, dude, did you do your workout? I would have never lost the weight that I lost. I would have never built a business if we didn't have this accountability and support to say, just go do your stuff.
Yeah.
It changes everything.
And one thing, it might be a question on there, but one thing I know, and
briefly covered it, but like when life gets crazy, you guys, our first instinct is to like, okay, the business goes on the back burner. But the beautiful freaking part about this, and I'm sure we can all, when life gets crazy, like that's when you need to work out. That's when you need to take care of your mental state. Like that's when you need to step away from the Oreos and fuel your body. Like, okay, maybe a couple Oreos. But just like this business keeps you like sane, like it keeps you doing the things that you need to do so that you can show up for life, you know? So like when it comes to retention, like if you lean in and actually do the things, and things being like, you know, what we've talked about, what you've seen in the group so far, like when you do those things, you don't want to step back, and like it becomes your habit and your second nature. So retention is really based on like how much you're willing to teach your team, but then like how much you're willing to show up for yourself.
Okay, how did you get over the fear of being judged or picked on for posting about your workouts on social media?
Personal development. Personal development.
Personal development, for sure.
That really is the only answer.
You learn to surround yourself with people that actually care about you and don't judge you about stupid crap that doesn't matter.
Yeah. I just always think it's so backward. Like, you can go and have like 20 donuts and eat pizza and no one's judging you. And then you go work out and post it on social. Oh my, what are you doing? Like, it doesn't make sense. It's because they're like, I wish I was doing that and I feel stupid, so I'm going to say something to make me feel better.
You just learn, like through PD, though, like what they were saying, you get to a better mental place where you just don't care anymore. You're like, I feel good, and like I know that what I'm doing makes me feel good. I'm gonna inspire others, and you start to get messages from people that are like, oh my gosh, I love your seeing your post. You inspired me to get out and walk, and you're like, sweet, it was worth it that I showed up today. And then you just don't care about the haters because they'll move along. Okay.
Or they'll join you.
How do you handle living your life so publicly in front of everyone? That's a good one. I will say that everybody has a story to share, and that's what's so cool about what we do is we're not selling Beachbody. We're not posting Beachbody this, Beachbody that, blah, blah. We're posting who we are and how we live, and just letting people in on our story, because that's what connects you to human beings, the struggles, the triumphs, the everything, just everything that you're going on in life. So as you do personal development and as you grow, you get over the stuff about worrying about things
Well,
like
I
that.
feel like you come to a place where your followers aren't just some random people out there in the universe.
Yeah.
Like, this is your friend. You learn how to love people that you get to know on social media. Like, every one of us fell in love with every one of us before we ever met in person. And so you get to a point where you're not sharing it with the world, you're sharing it with your friends and family. And that's natural. We all do that. We're just growing our circle of friends.
And you select what you share. Like you can still keep those things close to you that you don't want to put out there, but then you're going to realize through your growth, through personal development, that there are things that will connect you to other people. And you opening that door helps so many people, but you share to the point you want to. Like, it's not like you're forced to like air dirty laundry if you don't, but you share things and you connect with people, and it's amazing how your story impacts so many people that you don't even know yet. So when you get vulnerable like that, I know it's scary, but it's inspiring so many people. It's incredible.
But if you truly want to help someone, you will, like for me, you have to get out of your comfort zone and stop being selfish, because your story is powerful, it means something, and someone is going to relate to you and connect with you and go, oh my gosh, she goes through that too. Or, oh my gosh, like I'm a normal person because my kid just peed down the hall too. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna relate to someone. Yes, that happens all the time. Don't judge me. I have 3 boys. Anyway, so, but you're gonna, the more you relate to someone and you're not just this cookie cutter perfect being, more people are going to, want to be on your team.
That's one of the biggest things that I learned too, is like you just don't know who you're gonna help. You have no idea who's watching, and you have no idea who's needing what you are gonna say right now.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, How could I encourage people if I don't even have my own life together half the time? That kind of goes right.
I feel like that is the point. Like I'm always like, that's the point. They want somebody that they relate to. They don't want the cookie cutter perfect already before and after. Now some people do have an incredible transformation. So if you already have been on your journey and it's awesome, that's sweet too. But for somebody who's just starting, that is like the best time because they're on the journey right along with you. And that's what it's about. Like they want to relate to someone. They don't want to feel like they cannot relate to you in any way. Because that's not.
I want to say something. I don't, and you probably can't see me in the video, but you'll hear my voice hopefully. Oh, that's true too. She's gonna do technology for me so I can see myself. I've had the perfect, like if somebody looked at my life as a child, they'd say, oh my God, she had the perfect life. Because I had, the parents that were married and never got divorced, and I didn't, I always got everything I ever wanted, and I had the perfect life. So coming into this business, I thought, well, what kind of story am I going to share? Who am I going to impress? Since I always felt like I had the perfect life. And what ended up happening was, through meeting other people in this family and doing personal development, I realized that I didn't have it as perfect as I thought I had, and that some of the things that affected me as a child, they started coming up. And I started learning how to deal with them. And so really, it doesn't matter if you are on one end of the spectrum, coming from a massively abused family and all kinds of turmoil in your life, or if you come from the perfect cookie cutter multi-million-dollar home. Because it doesn't matter. We all have things inside of our cores that other people can connect to.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I will say, I didn't have my crap together when I started at all, and that's why I needed this, because I was like the ultimate go all in, fall off the wagon like hard, and it was just up and down and up and down and up and down. Life is a mess. And then with this, it creates solid habits, structure, positive things that you want to build a life around, and it helps you get your life together. So yeah, that's why I think, like when I talk to people, I'm like, everybody needs this in their life. Because we all need health, we all need wellness, we all need positivity, we all need PD, we all need community and friendships and connection and just so many positive things. I'm like, everyone needs this. Like, I don't care where you're at in your life, your life will be better because you have it.
Yeah. Well, and you're forced to be a better human. Like you're just you're forced to be present. To be present for you and your family. And I'll tell you what, this is the only way that I've been able to stay. I've been on it for 5 years, and for me to stick to something for 5 years is a big deal. Like it's a big deal. So like these are my accountability partners. Like when I invite you and say, dude, let's do this together and rock it together, I truly mean it because I want to be on this with you, and it makes me like.
I love you. Okay. I live in a small town. I already know some coaches here. How can I be successful if everyone I know already knows about it?
There's 7 billion people in this world.
Social media.
Social media,
There's
man.
3 countries right now. You don't know everybody in the UK. You don't know everybody in Canada. And you don't know everybody in the US.
Yeah. And honestly, I think it's easier to work with people that
don't know.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because I don't know, it's just like more fun, and like people they know what you're doing. So if they want to do it with you, they'll come to you, like they trust and they know you. Yeah. But when you get to work with other people you've never met before, it's like
I never met anybody in this room before I started coaching.
Right.
But these are the people I talk to every single day.
You can start off with a clean slate too, like with people who are on your journey who want to just run with you versus like maybe being from a hometown, people know maybe your past, and then when you go back, how you go home, then sometimes you revert back to your old ways or whatever. You gotta just surround yourself with people on this journey at this stage, whatever your season is, and move forward with them.
But I also want to be the opposite side of that too, because my business is successful right now, and 80% of that is my warm market.
Yeah.
So and I love the cold market aspect too, because it's really fun to meet new people, and that's the point too. But I want to say, if you do have a lot, because sometimes in the beginning it was I have so many friends and family members that I know that this could bless. And so I know it's scary sometimes to invite those people, but those are the people closest to me that in the beginning I wanted to change their life, and I knew this changed mine. So it is scary, but like I just wanted to say the opposite side of that too. Like my business is successful now.
But it doesn't
A lot of
matter.
Yeah, it
If
makes
like
sense.
with
Yeah.
5 people on your street or
Yeah.
coaches, like
Yeah.
that doesn't
That-
matter.
yeah,
That's not
it's
gonna
not-
different.
The
predict your
saturated,
success.
like when people are like, it's so saturated. It's not, and there are so many people to help.
There's people that need help, and that's the bigger picture. Like there's so many people that need help, that need a solution, that need to find hope, that just need someone to believe in them. And like I only have a couple people who are local, and I cannot wait to see everybody that are on the East Coast. Like no, my team is not local, and I just want to squeeze everybody, and I get to meet so many different people. And lots of people don't have their friends and family on board.
Yeah.
And so it gives you an opportunity to branch out, but you have to know what your why is and why you're doing this and the bigger picture.
That's what's so cool because we're all so different. Because for me, it's like a lot of my friends and family, and for a lot of you, it's a lot of your close. So it's like you guys, this can literally be whatever your situation is.
Okay. How much time do you put into your business each day or week? And if you have kids, how do you do? Okay, we did that one already. So how much time do you put into your business each day? It varies. It varies for everyone. So when you're starting, maybe like an hour to 2 hours because you're going through the training. You're starting to implement those things. You're learning, so you're slower at the things that you're going to do. So probably an hour to 2 each day. If you want to put in more, put in more. You'll just do more of the stuff and you'll move faster. But as you're going, you can do as little or as much as you want. So lots of people don't have 2 hours to put in all at one time. So you'll do 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at your lunch break, an hour at nighttime, or whatever it looks like. It just depends. Like for me personally, I do this full time, and I work about 4 to 5 hours a day. So that's how lots of these women, I mean, it totally varies. But I would say at least if you can at least an hour a day, you can move your business forward.
Yeah,
The
so-
more you can put in, the more. The
So
faster
Micah,
you'll
talk
grow.
a little bit, explain this girl wants to know what an hour of work would look like.
Okay, so that's not including like your workout, your personal development, things like that. Those are things that you fit in, like in the cracks, like the wake up, go work out, do PD in the shower while you're doing laundry, while you're doing the dishes, while you're driving, whatever. That stuff you can do. But when you're working and you're building your business, we're expanding our network on social media. We're sharing our story. We're connecting with people and just building relationships and getting to know new people. We're inviting people to join us in a challenge group or into a sneak peek like this to learn more about coaching. You're in the team page helping each other or watching a training or like moving your skills forward, growing your skills. Like that's basically what we do for the business side. So it's on social
It's like
media.
really fun.
It's really fun. We basically
Like
play
when
on
people
social
like,
media
wait,
with intention.
That's your job? I'm like, yeah, I know, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I really just get to like talk to people
Yeah, I know.
all day long. It's so fun.
It's the best thing ever. Yeah. Okay. How do you get to a leader retreat? That's a good question. First you get started, then you help people, then you grow your business. And it depends on who your leader is, but you basically it just depends.
Yeah.
But rock your goals and
Yes. We all reached goals to be here, and that's kind of what makes it more fun because
yeah.
we know we've worked hard together to be here.
Yes. How hard was it for you ladies to start your journey as a coach? Any tips?
Just start.
Just start.
Like I didn't start for like a good year. Into my business because I wasn't at my goal rate or where I wanted to be in life, and that was like the biggest mistake is just waiting. Because there's never gonna be a perfect time. There's never gonna be a time you don't have stuff going on. There's never gonna be a time when your kids aren't crazy. So you just have to start. You're like I feel like even if you look at a cookie cutter, wow, like their fitness is on point. They still have things they're working on. So
Yeah, just start.
you just have to start.
right where you
You have nothing to lose.
I think my biggest thing was going all in with my fitness journey and getting a transformation and working on myself first, and then I could pour out and help others.
Let me see. It seems, we already talked about that one. How much time, okay, this one is about kind of what we talked about, but more specific. So how much time do you devote to your job daily? She says, I'm not asking for a minimum. I really want to know what kind of time commitment it takes to be successful. So like, if you really want to be successful, I would say a solid 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
and
Of intentional.
of intentional work, not just like
Not
scrolling
not
around.
scrolling Facebook.
holding
It's
saying,
like
your-
"Oh,
actually
I got
talking
work
to
done."
people.
Actually growing your social media, like your friends, talking to people.
Yeah, and so tied to that, this girl who asked that question, like, what are the things you're doing? She said, do you get like paid for that? Not necessarily.
Yeah, you don't get
Like you're not gonna get paid because you added 50 friends.
Right.
To your,
You don't punch a time clock and then somebody sends you a paycheck.
Right.
It's
And
like that's
that's a great thing to talk about. So this type of business is different in that so many people are wired. I clock in at work, I get paid for my hours. And it's not like that. So I think that's why some people give up so quickly, is because you're gonna have to put in the time, you're gonna have to learn new skills, you're gonna have to develop as a person, you're gonna have to grow your network, you're gonna have to do some things that are gonna take some time. And it might take a little bit of time before you reap the reward. You don't know, like the first week, lots of coaches do help challengers and sign coaches, and they get paid right the first week.
really quick.
Sometimes it takes a few weeks or a month. You just don't know. So some people get discouraged when they're like, I'm putting in this time, it's not paying off yet. That's it.
Yeah, and I also want to say, so if you ever have, I don't know, heard of anyone who's opened up their own business, they invest a lot of money up front, and it takes them a long time before they're ever making enough to pay off like that initial investment. This business is similar to that, where you put a little money up front, but it's almost basically free because you're investing in your own health and fitness journey. Like you're using the things that you're investing in, and you might be working really hard in the beginning. You might be doing all the things we're teaching you to do that is moving your business forward, but the monetary stuff isn't there right in the beginning. Like in my very first year of coaching, I made way less than I make now, like way less. But I think I worked like I stayed up later. I was working full time. I was being a mom. I was working my business. I was working all day long, whether it was for this business or whatever. But now, like I work literally like 3 to 5 hours a day, and I make 10 times that.
It's the compound effect. So like it'll take the time you put in and the money just goes like that. So if you stick around long
Yeah.
enough,
Like you think of
Really
CEOs and you're like, gosh, like all the people below them are doing all the hard work. That's kind of what it is. Like you do all the hard work in the beginning, and then you become like that CEO,
and you still do the
and
work.
you still
but
do the
it's
work, but you're getting paid a lot more.
way more.
Well, and there's then one analogy that I've loved is if you go, like, you think of college, you have a 4-year degree, right? So you are putting in and you're taking all of these college credits and you are busting your butt, and there's absolutely no payment for that. You are paying for that. You bust your butt for 4 years to learn one skill. Okay, so for 4 years you're learning one skill to get to your job. With it, like it could take that long, but you're not going to reap all of those rewards until you get into what you're actually doing. You know what I mean? Along the way, you can have internships or whatever, and get a little bit of money and get paid for that. But until you're in your job, you don't get paid for that. And so if you think of it like that, you're reaping all of these things right now, or sowing all of these things right now to reap the benefits later. Like it's just the compound effect.
Yeah,
Time, consistency, intentionality, like all of those things matter.
Yeah, you definitely have to put the work in.
But you're also getting other things out of it, like your life is changing while you're doing all of it.
yeah.
There's
Your
not many
mindset,
jobs that are like
positive. Like
not many jobs that are like that.
this is, I think, probably one of the only jobs where if you want to be successful, you have to grow as a human.
Yeah.
Like you have to grow and develop yourself if you want to reach bigger goals.
But
so
it
cool.
also, you are only successful as much as you help other people be successful.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
why I joined this business, because it's one of the only ones that you have to pay it forward in order to make it. In order,
good human.
You have to be a good human.
really, in order for my business to succeed, I have to help others.
People be successful.
successful.
Not just sign up all the people. You have to actually help your people
It's like
be
really a
successful.
selfless job. It's cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Okay, how do you stay focused on the main goal of helping people when it can seem easy to get caught up in getting Success Club points and the business side of it? Points are
They
people.
all go, yeah.
They go hand in hand. So like in any job you're gonna have like quotas and goals and things that just are tangible that say, okay, in order to do my job, I have to hit these things. That's what Success Club is. So if you don't know what Success Club is, it's helping 3 people, you hit Success Club. So that just helps us have a tangible goal to keep that at the forefront. Help new people each month so you can move your business forward and reach your business goals too. So points are people. If you remember that, then you won't get weird about it.
It's like any other job. Well, it's like any other job. Like as a teacher, I had certain things I had to do every single day. Like we had opening exercise, we had like our whatever, but you have to hit these certain things and you have to do your documentation, whatever, as a teacher, to exactly what you have to do. And that's what you do.
It's all in the job.
It's all intertwined. Like everything, it's the same as any other job. It's just a measuring stick of what you need to do in order to be successful.
The thing with this, though, that's different is you don't have to do any of it. So I think that's where people get hung up is, like, you don't have to help people. You don't have to be successful. But if you want to, you're going to want to help people. You're going to want to hit Success Club. You're going to want to grow your team. You're going to want to do these things. Because the more, just like Melissa said, your income is a direct reflection of your impact. And that is 100% true. So, yeah, that was good. Okay. Does Beachbody provide any health insurance benefits or 401k for people who want to turn this into their full-time job? Nope. So I'll just talk about how that works. But I think they might have like an outside. I don't know.
They do have
an outside insurance that you can work with if you need it. But like for us, my husband owns his own business as a veterinarian. I have this, so we just have our individual health insurance or whatever. Like we just have that. Well, you just get health insurance. They don't have a 401k either. So basically how it works is we're independent contractors. So we sign up, once you make over $600, you'll get a 1099 from Beachbody. And that's how we file. So that's honestly one of the greatest benefits is we own our own business without having to own a storefront and have all that overhead and have all that stress. But we still get to take advantage of all the tax breaks and all of the write-offs and all of the stuff that business
And when
owners
you
take
get to
advantage
that point, like they help us do this. Like
Yeah,
they
you
help
don't-
you
I didn't know any of that
figure all the
stuff before I
tax
started.
out, find the right people, and all the So
Yeah, but it's pretty awesome. Like coming to the retreat is a business expense. That's a write-off. Your Beachbody leggings and tanks and Shakeology and those things that you're using to invest in your business, those are write-offs. So it depends on your state, and you'll want to talk to disclaimer, talk to your tax people and whatever. But it's really rad. Okay, what constitutes coaching? Are there required or scheduled phone calls or video chats with clients, or is it just having our support in general through messaging, etc.? That's a great one.
Yeah.
So basically, you can do whatever you want as a coach, and there's no like you have to do this. So most coaches will run accountability groups, challenge groups to help support their people in a group setting. Some people do calls, some people do weekly webinar, whatever. I don't do calls or webinars because I live in the boonies and my service is terrible. So it just depends on what you do. Some people just chat with them in Messenger, but it's all up to you. I think that's the bottom line. It's all up to you what you want to do with it.
Every business is run different.
Yeah.
Everyone's is different. So
A lot of coaches do phone calls. Some people only talk through Messenger. Like it's totally up to what that is. I feel like we keep saying that, but it truly is like this isn't anybody else's business but yours. You paint the picture the way you want it to be. You spend as much time as you want to. You do everything you want to. Like it is completely designed how you want it to be. So if you don't want to talk on the phone, don't talk on the phone. Yeah. But I will say this: you are committing to helping these people reach their goals. They are not just a number. They are a person whose life you are impacting. So please have the best of intentions when you are signing these people, because you are committing to helping them reach their goals. You cannot just sign them up, get rich quick, like that. Like some people are like, oh, this is a get rich quick. It's not. Like it's hard work. It's not easy, but it's so freaking simple to run your own business. But it really can look like whatever you want it to look like.
yeah, so if that person needs to talk on the phone, then get on the phone and talk to them. Like it's just you make it however you want.
Just like a side note on that too. I mean, we've talked about it 10 million times already, but like because you are like an instrument, like a catalyst of change in somebody's life, like their mental state, their physical state, like that puts more skin in the game for you
And that's why it's kept me on.
On your
That's
journey.
why I started as a coach, because like I couldn't do this on my own. I was a yo-yo, like I was only in it for myself. But like once I posted like, hey, I'm doing this program, I couldn't post day 4 unless I showed up and did day 4. So once I had people watching me, once I had people in an accountability group, like I wasn't just showing up for myself anymore. I was showing up to set the example for them of what's possible. So if you're like Shauna said, like have the best intentions, because if you're signing somebody up, it's not just like, yes, I got like successful points or I just made $40. Like awesome, that's a perk. But like, okay, now you have to like help these people and not just fall off the face of the earth, because that they're trusting you to help them.
And like we say the thing about like our challenge groups, we are helping our challengers. They are helping me just as much. Like they are holding me just as accountable. It truly is. The vibe of my groups is like, we are all in this together. We are in the trenches together. We are not alone. Like, I'm not going to show up unless you show up. Like, it's like, oh, it's the best. And I get chills.
We're clearly passionate.
We're clearly, I have no passion. I love this.
I wanted to add something too, because I've been chatting with some people who feel intimidated trying to help someone else because they feel inadequate about themselves, or they're like, I have no clue how nutrition works. I don't know what to eat. Like, and that's the beauty of being on this journey together, is that like we've been given the resources. We don't even have to think of a workout to put together or a meal plan. Like we've been given workout programs built from each body that we just get to use. So basically we're all just using the products and using the programs together and finding success together. And you can, as you grow in the business and as you have more kind of tools in your pocket, you can direct people to those specific tools if they deal with certain things. And you know, that's kind of how it works. So don't be intimidated, feeling like you have to have all the answers before you start. Like you don't have to be a professional.
You don't have to know
No.
anything to get started. We'll teach you, and then we have all the resources. So.
How do you get started?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, so if you're already a challenger, then you already just pay the $40 and get started. So there's a $40 coach fee to get started. But when you start with a challenge pack, which is everything that you need to invest in your own journey, your workouts for an entire year, it depends on your pack. Nutrition programs, the supplements, or Shakeology, or both. You'll have everything you need, and then it waives the $40 coach fee. So the packs vary between like $160 and $230, $250, depending on what you start with. And you're investing in yourself. You're getting everything that you need to rock your journey to share it. And then month 2, there's a $15.95 coach fee in the U.S. In Canada, there's a conversion
It's like
rate.
$1
So in Canada, it's
more.
like 17 something. In the UK, I think it's our price.
$15.95
pounds.
Yeah.
And that's the cost of your business fee. Like that's what it costs to run your business is $15.95. That's the only required fee. Like 99% of coaches will keep getting Shakeology or Performance Line or Daily Sunshine or whatever each month because we're using the products and we're sharing and we are using it to live our best life.
Can't live without it.
Yeah. So so you're investing in that too. But like we said, when you're helping at least 3 people, your costs will be covered. You'll start making an income, and you'll never have to go in the hole to run a business, which is really rad.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Rare.
I went through all the questions that were asked. Are there any new ones from the groups that we
I
can't
can't
see?
see any on either of these.
Okay. We're just gonna scroll through these super quick.
This
Hey, while you're looking, I was gonna say like that's why the opportunity is perfect. Like one of you said, like how we run our groups.
Can't hear you.
Here I am. Like if you're shy, that's great because there's other people who are not living healthy who are shy, and they need you to show them that they can do it. And like if you're energetic or you're outgoing or you're a rapper, or, like they need you. Like, and that's the perfect thing about it. Like it's perfect for anybody, no matter if you're social or if you're not social. And like that's why I started. Like I just jumped right in because I was a yo-yo as well. Like, and as soon as I made that first post, I was like, I'm doing this. I'm here for anybody else who is struggling too. And so, because there's just people out there that relate to you. So they need a phone call because you probably are going to call them, or they need a text message because you're probably going to, give them a text message. Like people need
whatever you're going to provide. And that's why that kind of ties back into like, there's 5 people on my street that do this, like, great, because there are a gajillion types of people out there, and every single one of you are going to do it differently than your neighbor. And so that's why it's like just endless opportunities for anyone.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
So you, like, when you first started, it's super intimidating. Like, how am I gonna find people? How am I gonna reach people? How am I gonna connect and be relatable? But because there's like coaches out there, they're probably already talking to them and different things like that. But it's amazing how unique you are and your journey is to you, and how many people that are gonna attract. And so when I first started, it's like I didn't have this type of people in my life because I wasn't attracting them. And so when I put my life out there, this is how I found my people and my tribe.
Yeah.
And so that's what it's all about, is reaching out to those people who need you, just like you said, inviting your people, and they're out there. So
Seriously, so many.
Okay, there's one more question.
Bethany asked, do coaches need to continuously purchase Beachbody products?
You're gonna use it. So
Yeah.
I mean, you don't absolutely, like, if there's a month that you like need to switch it up, you absolutely can. But you're going to, because you're gonna be using it, sharing the products anyway, and it's a business investment.
You're gonna love it so much. Like you're gonna be running
You'll
out.
want to.
Yeah, I mean, the answer to that question is yes, but I think once you start using it, you'll change the question. Like, it won't be a thought.
I mean, it's like you can't talk about something if you don't
believe in it.
Right, and if you're
Yeah.
not using it, like, you can't be like, yeah, this program's great, but like, or Shakeology's great, but I've never had it. Like, you know, you have to like have your own testimony to share about it too. So,
And I think something to keep in mind with all of this is Beachbody has the best products. Like, literally all of us have, like, use these products, and that's how we've gotten our transformations and why we're where we're at in our lives. Like, we've all gone through things. And so it's really the best products. Like, you're going to want to keep using them because they work.
Yeah.
So good.
And at the beginning, it's scary because you're like, I don't want to buy all this stuff. But like, you're not gonna drink the things and take the things because you need to sell them. You're gonna drink the things and take things because you love them. Like, it's literally like my husband has even said, and he was so skeptical at the beginning. So all of you that have husbands that are skeptical right now, like, he's like, I don't care if you help one more person. You have like changed yourself, and you are so so much energy, and you're so energetic, and like, you have done this for you. And so like, how incredible is that? And like, for my skeptic husband, who was kind of like, you're gonna buy all this stuff, like, and now I'm only 4 months in, and he's like sold. He's like, we'll have a Beachbody box coming to our house every month. So like, it literally is it's just there's more than one for sure. But anyway, like, it sells itself, and that's why like, you're not selling anything. You are just sharing your life, and like, why wouldn't you? Like, it's such a gift. Like, you need to, like, I just feel like I'm holding something back, or like I'm sinning if I don't share like how awesome you can live, like how great you can feel. Like, you might feel good, but you can feel great. You know what I mean? And like,
Why settle for good when it can be better?
Yeah.
And the thing is that when you get used to using the products, when you stop using them briefly, because I know a few of us have tried going off the shakes for 30 days just to see what it felt like, it's huge. Like, everything changes, and you're like, whoa, I need my shakes back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you do feel better. Everything changes physically when you start using these products, and then you're like, I believe in it now. I want to sell them and use them. So,
Here's one more thing. Sorry. This is like what I like to think of too. Like, I do eyelash extensions, and I get mine done because then I know like what my clients are going through, what my clients are feeling. And so if I'm like, they all said, if I'm not using the shakes, if I'm not knowing what they're like how can I help them with them? So they all just kind of wrap up.
Okay, so this girl, I want to just like talk about this because I think it is important. She says she's really nervous. She's not going to be good at this, so maybe I'll just invest in the $40 and not get the challenge pack, just to see. And honestly, I'll say you won't be successful if you go that route because you won't know the programs. You won't know how you feel when you're drinking Shakeology. You won't know exactly what your customer is going to be investing in. And if you're not doing it, how can you tell someone it's going to help them?
And Beachbody gives you 100% money back guarantee. So try it for 30 days, go all in, and if you don't like it, then
don't do it.
Don't do it. You have nothing to lose.
But by not doing it, by going a different route, it's not going to work because you're not going the successful route.
Right. And it's all about bettering yourself first. So you have to put that time and that energy
Okay.
into yourself.
So you guys, if you feel like this is something that is like pulling you in, that you want to do, that you're excited about, we're going to post a graphic in the page. Tag your coach, tell them you're ready, tell them you're in, and they will reach out to you. They'll help you get signed up, they'll help you get started. They'll talk to you about what package is perfect for you. Because like we have all told you, this is your journey. This isn't just starting to go sell stuff. You're not going to sell anything. You're getting in here to change your life and to change other people's lives with you. So we're going to post the graphic. Make sure you comment, make sure you tag your coach, get excited. We're excited for you.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing better. So we can't wait to get you guys going with our team. Okay, guys, we'll see you. Talk to you soon.
You weren't even on that one.
There's one down.
I get it. Ugh.